wherever you are in our wonderful world. Welcome to another episode of Healing in Ways You Never Thought Possible with myself, your host, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive. I am so delighted today because we're going to talk about a topic that many women will experience in their lifetime: menopause. It's like sometimes it's the good, bad, and the ugly, and sometimes people breeze right through it. But you know what? Sometimes when you hit those hiccups, you just need that extra support. So today, our guest, the lovely Dilyana Mileva, who is a renowned menopause and sleep expert, a holistic health and wellness consultant, and a host of the popular podcast Menopause Made Easy. She focuses on empowering women aged 40 to 50 to navigate through perimenopause and menopause. Dilyana provides valuable insights, practical strategies, and expert advice to help women thrive during this transformative stage of a woman's life. And you know what? She has a story to share with us on her experience of going through menopause. So I am so delighted to have her here with us. So let's welcome Dilyana. Hello there, Miss Beautiful. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'm great and grateful to be here with you today.
Oh, you're so welcome. So tell us about, everybody has their story and how they get started. And, a lot of times we teach what we've experienced. And I think you're the classic example of that. So just share your story with the audience, Delania.
I entering in my 40s, already exhausted and stressed, and because I had full-time job and also I teaching yoga in my part-time, so I was busy all day long, and um, going from to place to teach yoga and then working additional to help me to support myself and building the business as a yoga teacher and a yoga practitioner. And I didn't understood why, with all my knowledge with health and wellness, I felt so much tired all day long. I practically wake up in the morning and then usually I jump right away from the bed and I feel energized and excited for that I need to teach yoga. I have my own practice, I meditate. And still in the afternoon, I barely keep going through the day without endless cup of caffeine, which is wasn't usual, something usual for me. And I was surprised, and I went to see the doctor, and the doctor wanted to prescribe me the sleeping pill or antidepressant. They just suggest to take a vacation, and I knew that this not the true really there, and deep down inside me, I already want to help with yoga and what I already know with healing as a healing modality. In the beginning, I was focused more in chronic pain and like joint pain, back pain, neck pain. But when I started experiencing these symptoms, I start to think about perimenopause. And doing the research, I was discovered that very probably I'm really going through perimenopause. Even I was dismissed by the doctors, and I start to experiencing experiment with myself, how I can help myself to sleep better, to get more energy, to elevate this tiredness, this brain fog, this forgetfulness, because I start to forget very often. I also was very irritable. This mood swings, it was a kind of usual things for me. I normally am very peaceful, very joyful, very optimistic. And suddenly I start to experiencing depression, even anxiety. And when I start to relate with probably with what's happening in with hormonal changes, and adrenal fatigue and chronic fatigue, that everything start to come in place. It can it make more sense for me. And the more I research, the more that's proof that that's true. That I start to experiencing these changes, and I need to adapt. I just need to accept what's going on, adapt with accordingly. So I start to change it, tweak my lifestyle. But what really saved me and bring me back my passion to teach yoga and breathing, it was the discovery how breath and breathing can help with the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause.
Well, so many, our breath is so important, and so many of us we don't breathe deeply. We're very shallow breathers, and it's almost like it's almost like if it's an unconscious thing, it's like we're afraid to take a deep breath for some odd reason. I'm not sure why that happens, but who knows? But yeah, breath work is a huge, huge, component, I believe, in just your overall health and wellness.
Yeah, and when I start to deepen the meditation and more practice more deep breathing, the things start changing. Really, I felt that I can um, not elevate completely, but significantly diminish the hot flashes, the night sweats. I slept a little bit better. My meditation also helped, but mindfulness and breathing really helped me to manage the hormone and cortisol specifically, which is the main component when the stress is chronic, that really aggravate the symptoms. So you really need to manage the stress with these techniques that can help you really to manage the to balance the hormone.
Yeah, cool. So tell us more about what you found out about yourself through this journey.
I find that I really need to prioritize myself and to love a little bit more myself uh, in this time specifically. So I started really to talk to myself more lovely, more positive, change my mindset with more positive affirmation, and then just allow myself to nurture a little bit more, to allow the time to what really bring me joy and happiness and pleasure, speak with friends, go outside more in the nature. And I discovered that really pushing too much myself, I don't listen the body, was a huge mistake. So I really discovered that listen the body, what try to tell you in this moment when going to this transition period of time is crucial and very important, because the body can heal himself if you just need to listen and adapt accordingly. If you need to rest, just rest. If you need to sleep, just sleep. Don't push too much yourself and over the limit, because that can be irreversible sometimes.
Yeah, totally agree. And it's so important that we've been in a society for way too long where we push the envelope and we're always in motion. And I think if anything that we've learned over the last 3 to 4 years of living through a pandemic is that, um, first of all, how important your health and wellness is, but to really have a relationship with yourself. And this is what it's really all about: is just uh, you know spending time with yourself, having that relationship, being more present with yourself in the moment.
Yes, and then they just um, allow yourself to really feel what you feel and share how you feel with your feelings with your loved ones, with somebody who can understand you, I support you, because it's very important. Many women in this period of time feel very lonely and isolated. So it's
Mm.
important to speak with someone who going through the same similar things, or that they trust someone who can just understand them.
Yeah, no, that's so very true. Support systems are very important, and it's so interesting because when we look at our parents' generation, when women went through menopause, it was like nobody said anything, and I just crack up because I just remember my mom, coming back from college, and she was going through menopause apparently, and I the big joke with her was is like they're going to have a cure for it by the time I hit it. And of course, my mom didn't appreciate that at all. But it's just like, yeah, once you hit it, you're like, oh my God, this is just, and it's really, it takes the rug out from underneath you sometimes, because it's just like all of a sudden you've been this thriving, wonderful person, and all of a sudden it's just like you feel like you're like doing a 180 and you're just opposite of what is happening. And your hormones and everything's so interconnected with us that it just it's and I strongly agree with you. It's about really listening to your body and trusting it, because we do have the capability to heal ourselves.
Yes, we do. You do. Just more aware, become more aware of what's going on, because many women don't know that actually they're going through perimenopause. They start to experience some symptoms, but they are not aware that probably they start to going through this period, this journey.
Yeah, that's true. So what would you recommend for people who are starting to feel like they're going downhill? Not downhill, but it's just like they're starting to feel not like themselves, and they're probably in their 30s and 40s. What
They
would you?
re- they really need to find a specialist to speak with, and they need to check their hormones if it's possible. I know that it's very difficult to get there to test the hormones, uh, but if you can really find a way and speak with the specialist and find the way to make this test, to be aware where are you in the process, that can help the specialist to support you, help you with going through this period of time. I don't deny that in some cases you may need hormone replacement therapy, even though I'm all about natural things, all about natural
Mhm.
support, herbs, adaptogen. In some cases, that may help very small quantity of hormone replacement, but it need to be observed by specialists, a guide by specialists, and according each case is very individual. So it's necessary to speak with the correct person.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because everybody's so uniquely different. It's not a, one stop fits, or one size fits everybody, and one shop and you get whatever. There's more going on than just the hormones. The hormones are just one aspect. And I know you talk about nutrition and activities, so share more about, as far as nutritional stuff and what you've found.
I found that the foods, also some foods contain estrogen that you need in this time. And you need to increase this type of food to balance, and because the estrogen and progesterone become to decline. So you need to balance a little bit more. And that can happen also with the food and some supplements and adaptogen. So what I discovered that plenty of vegetables, green vegetables, healthy oil, nuts and seeds, if they prevail in your diet, it's helpful. Also, the balanced diet is very important. Also, the increase some B12, vitamin D, magnesium, calcium, it's important also. And implement some fermented foods as soy, miso can help also balance your hormone, because I discovered that there is a difference how the Western woman and Eastern woman going through perimenopause and menopause. Because Western woman is more used to do fermented processed food, consume more processed food, and not so much uh, legumes and rice and just like nuts and soy. That also influence how they feel during this process. So the Eastern woman is more easy because in their diet it's natural. This is prevail the soy products, the tofu,
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
miso, all this Japanese diet and all this Asian diet. It that help a lot them to going very easy through perimenopause and menopause.
Interesting, interesting. So what is the, one thing that you could share with people that, really is important as far as, you know, moving through this period of life with grace and ease?
Prevail, I may pay more attention of self-care. That includes self-love and really nurture yourself, allow yourself to rest plenty, to eat healthy, and to move. You need to move also, but also again, find someone to speak with that you felt that you can trust and share what you're going through, specifically with your family, your children, your spouse, your loved ones, to support you, understand, to give you the space during this period of time, because it's for many women it's not easy, it's challenging. So speaking about the things is important, and find the support, it's important also.
So, do you offer any type of support for people? I know that you, uh, are the expert, the sleep expert, and the menopause expert. So, tell us more about your programs and stuff like that. So,
So I have specifically a focus program with the sleep that help you understand why you cannot sleep, the circle of sleep, how you can manage to sleep better with the breathing, with the breath, how you can learn to breathe properly through the nose, and that become your habit. Create the rituals and new habits so that that can help you with the sleep. And I have also a more extended and developed program for most of the symptoms of perimenopause and menopause. Again, it's including diet, mindset, movement, where you can have accountability partner and really system to track you and check your progress with establish the new lifestyle and new habits during this journey.
cool. Thank you so much. And I also believe that you also have a podcast. So, tell us more about your podcast.
I'm delighted to invite people like you also and other specialists, practitioners, whoever work with women to help them with their health, emotional, physical, mental, um, just to go through this journey. I invite different experts and specialists to share their knowledge and expertise, give this strategy and tips so that women can choose what speak most for them to help themselves.
True. Sounds wonderful. So there's a link for uh, Dilyana's YouTube channel. It's at Dilyana Mileva. Did I say that right?
Correct, Dilyana Mileva, yes.
Okay, good. And you could find her information there. So, as we kind of circle back a little bit, I think self care is so important at any aspect of your life. But I really think that, when we go through challenging times and it involves your hormones and everything else, it just throws you into a tailspin sometimes. And I think the most important thing that I think is, and you probably agree with this too, Dilyana, is that it's just the self-care aspect and just, saying kind words to yourself and just loving yourself. Because I find that, when I work with clients, sometimes, we beat ourselves up too much. But the most important thing to remember is that, the longest relationship you're ever going to have in your life is the one that you have with yourself. And it's time we start, you know taking ourselves seriously and doing this for ourselves. I think for too long, this is, we have been like an afterthought, and it's time to take our power back and take care of ourselves.
Yeah, I think the spiritual aspect during this during this challenging transition period is very important, because the wisdom that you accumulate during these years and that you
Mm.
tend to give to others, you always prioritize our children, our spouse, our job or career or whatever, or our clients even. I think it's time to connect more in spiritual aspect with feminine power inside you, and find this power and this knowledge that you accumulated is share in a different perspective. So instead of beat yourself, you just acknowledge all you achieve until this moment of your life, and that you have even more to give after. It's not the end of the world, it's the beginning of new life, but it can be even more thriving than until this period of time. I think that is even the best period of, and the last period of your time can be really rich of knowledge that you can share with everyone. And I believe that harmonized women can harmonize our world, because when you're in harmony, all world around us in harmony, our family, our clients, our colleague, whatever it touching our energy, it's really can be very, very powerful. You just acknowledge that if you just find this power inside you and find this inside wisdom that you can share in this period of time, it's really, really powerful.
Well said. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much. And so, as we wrap up here, Dilyana, what parting words could you just would you want to share with our audience today?
Yeah, tap in your inner power, find your wisdom, really share this light with the world, and don't get in desperate. Just know that there's support out there. There's so many specialists and experts like me. If you like to connect with me, I'm glad to speak with you. But if you like just to find somebody else, there's so many people who can help you going through this transition period with more power, passion, and pleasure.
Thank you so much. And if you'd like to reach out to Dilyana, your contact information is here up on the screen. It's Dilyana Mileva 55 at gmail.com. And her website is Menopause Support Academy.com. Once again, thank you, Dilyana, for coming on today. And thank you, audience, for checking in and showing up. I appreciate that. And we would love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at dr.doloresfazzino.com. And if you are finding that your head is in a tailspin and you can't seem to get grounded in your body, I have something for you. It's a free gift. It's a free meditation on how to be in the present moment. And you're welcome to go and access that at drdoloresfazzino.com/free-video. So once again, thank you, Dilyana, and we're going to sign off. And just know that wonderful things can happen when you just tap into yourself and allow yourself to be who you are. Take care now.